Now, the South Plains first news in high definition. This is KCBD News Channel 11 at 10.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us.
We have a follow-up for you now on a case out of Lynn County where the jury unintentionally sentenced a man to probation instead of prison. We first told you about this case in September after a jury found Sammy Carl Williams guilty of drunk driving and causing an accident that cost a 10-year-old boy his leg.
District Attorney Michael Monk prosecuted this case and believes the judge could have remedied this mistake before dismissing the jury. Monk says he believes the judge has a bias against him, and that has affected justice in the courtroom.
Investigative reporter Shaley Sanders joins us now with more in this KCBD Sandstorm Scholar report. Shaley?
Karen and Adler, the 106th Judicial District encompasses the counties of Lynn, Garza, Dawson, and Gaines. Now, in July, District Attorney Michael Monk filed a motion to have Judge Carter Sheltnick recused in certain proceedings because he claimed he could not get a fair trial in her court. Now, we reached out to Sheltnick's office for comment, but we were told the judge is legally restricted on what she can say due to pending litigation, and therefore she couldn't answer any of our questions. Now, we have obtained the full transcript of Monk's recusal hearing, as well as court documents from the Lynn County case that followed just 1 month later. These documents cite statements from witnesses and jurors, many who support Monk's claims of bias.
The elected constable had been instructed by the judge to escort me out of the courtroom.
And what was taking place in the courtroom, and were you supposed to be there?
I had concluded with the grand jury, and I was going into the courtroom to assist my my assistant district attorneys because criminal docket was still going on.
Michael Monk says that when Judge Carter Sheltnick expelled him, quote, illegally from the courtroom, it prevented him from completing his, quote, constitutionally protected obligations. After this incident, Monk filed a motion of recusal in a felony stalking case where Sheltnick would be the presiding judge because he questioned her, quote, impartiality. Witnesses in that recusal hearing recalled the judge telling the constable to, quote, get him out of here, I don't want to see his face. One of Monk's employees testified that Sheltnick told people in the office that she didn't like him, referring to Monk as a, quote, New York Jew, something she said with disgust. Despite Monk's request, his motion to recuse was denied by an outside judge because, quote, the matters presented at the hearing center around the strained relationship between the judge and the DA and not about the ability of each side to receive a fair trial in this proceeding. In August, Monk prosecuted another felony case in Sheltnick's court where the jury found this man, Sammy Carl Williams, guilty of drinking and driving and causing a crash that took 10-year-old Nicholas Mata Jr.'s leg. The jury wanted to send Williams to prison for 10 years, but misunderstood the verdict form and sentenced him to 10 years probation instead. Monk asked Sheltnick for a mistrial, a request she denied. Do you think that that situation and others affected what happened in the Sammy Carl Williams trial and your request for a mistrial being denied?
I can only speculate, but I have my own personal opinions on that.
An investigator with Monk's office approached members of the jury following the trial.
Ask, did any of you notice any kind of tension between the judge and either of the lawyers? And we all responded that yes, we did. We don't know what the story is there, what's happening, but that we did notice some tension between the judge and the district attorney.
So would you describe it as unprofessional?
Yes.
A handful of jurors filled out affidavits stating what they witnessed. This person said, I was aware of the favoritism of the judge towards the defense. In my opinion, if the judge has a grudge against the prosecutor, it needs to remain unknown, especially in court. I felt that the trial was unfair due to this.
I noticed some of those sentiments myself, and that's why I sent my investigator out to ask them if they were willing to fill out an affidavit if they did notice any kind of favoritism.
Others stated, quote, it was very obvious to me that the judge, Judge Sheltnick, did not like or respect the DA, and, quote, I am disappointed in our judge and justice system. However, the alternate juror stated she never noticed any animosity. Monk is appealing Sheltnick's ruling in this case. The decision now rests with the 7th Court of Appeals. Again, Sheltnick's office says they cannot comment at this time due to the pending litigation. Do you feel like the relationship you have with the judge has maybe affected justice in your district?
As far as my personal opinion on that, I want to reserve that to myself. But I want to do what I have to do.
Our sources confirm that a complaint against the judge has been submitted to the Commission on Judicial Conduct. Now, that investigation and any subsequent actions are confidential until and unless a public sanction is issued against the judge. Sheltnick was just re-elected to the 106th District Court after running unopposed. Her term will expire in December of 2018. Karen and Abner.
Thank you, Shaley.